What's up, YouTube? Here we are again. Um, like I said, I promised I would bring do the first show, and I want to get right to it. Um, I have a couple things here over on Drudge Report. It says war, U.S. military support for Syrian rebels. That's another thing that's um, really big right now. We have the U.S. and Russia going at it right now, which is not a good thing, considering that the Cold War wasn't that long ago. I mean, but that's another big thing right now that's going on. U.S. military support for Syrian rebels. Um, right here it says the Obama administration has concluded that the Syrian president government used chemical weapons against the rebels seeking to overthrow him, and in a major policy shift, President Obama has decided to supply military support to the rebels. The White House announced Thursday, so that's not good. We have our president pretty much just um, telling Russia, hey, you know what, we're gonna support them no matter what, and Russia's saying, you know what, well, we're gonna give Syria some anti I think it's S-300 missiles or something, like anti-aircraft or whatever, or long range missiles or something like that. Either way, they can cause a lot of damage. So continuing with this, it says the president has made a decision about providing more support to the opposition that will involve providing direct support to the Supreme Military Council, excuse me. That includes military support. Deputy National Security Advisor for Strategic Communication Ben Rhodes told reporters. So, right here, the president admits he's funding Al Qaeda. Now, being an American, I see this and it blows my mind. We're fighting a war on terror right now, but yet he's funding terrorists. What's going on here? To make it simple for the viewers who don't understand this, this is one reason why most of our liberties are being taken away. We have no more security anymore, no more privacy. Everything's locked down. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say we don't have security. We have too much security, number one. We have no more privacy. And for the most part, this is why all our liberties are being taken away in the effort to quote unquote fight terrorism. And right here you have the guy saying he's giving support to him. I mean, what do you as an American think about that? I mean, don't that blow your mind? Coming. Hey, Don Crawford. You got the right place but the wrong building, bud. If you go right here to Knox Street and walk down, not the first steps, not the second one, but the very last building on Knox Street. You'll see it. It's like as you walk it down, you got steps in the building. Then you see another little walkway going to the back. Very top one, Bob. Yes, sir. Okay, I am so sorry for that. Someone knocked on my door, but I'm gonna have to edit that out. But anyway, let's get right back on it. And like I said, it says President Obama has reportedly said that the use of chemical weapons is a red line that, if crossed, would be a game changer for more U.S. involvement in the Syrian civil war. Now, he's threatening them. He's telling Russia, you know what? If you use the weapons, blah blah blah, But he's threatened if you use it, but he's saying you used it, so it's just another thing for us to get our hand in where we don't belong. The president has been clear that the use of chemical weapons or the transfer of chemical weapons to terrorist group is a red line for the United States. The president has said that the use of chemical weapons would change his calculus, and that it has, and will continue. Reading on, I just can't believe this. He pretty much just said that he supports the terrorist. I mean, he's funding, for Christ's sake. We've given Al Qaeda over $1 billion this year. $1 billion, $1 billion, and I'm struggling to make it paycheck to paycheck. Couldn't we take that $1 billion and put it on a program or something? I mean, this is what you need to ask yourself, guys. Ask questions. Question everything, always. It's just mind-blowing how they get away with this stuff. I mean, you got the president of the U.S. admitting that he's funding the terrorist, the Al-Qaeda. Next thing I want to get on was, it says, bye-bye Muhammad. Iran votes for new president. So this should be good. I mean, now that, that Muhammad guy is out of power, and it says right here, Iran votes for new president, slams U.S. doubts. So the U.S. is doubting that it's even going to work. It says right here, millions of Iranians voted to choose a new president on Friday, urged by supreme leader to turn out in force to discredit suggestions by arch foe, the United States, that the election would be a sham. 50 million eligible voters had a chance between 6 candidates to replace President Mohammed Ahmadinejad, or however you say it, but none is seen as challenging the Islamic Republic 34-year system of critical rule. Now here we go, right there. It says, none of these people that coming in want to change the Islamic Republic. This is coming from the U.S. Granted, I love democracy. It's the best thing in the world. But for us to intervene, it's like Iran coming over here and saying, "Oh, you guys got a democracy. I think you should go to Islamic Republic." It don't make any sense. Now, the way the U.S. and Iran is right now, there's always going to be tension. Most of it's diverted right now. They had the whole thing where the attention was on North Korea. Then it was on Iran for a week. Then it's back to North Korea. Then the Syrian stuff started. So it's like these people in power always have a game going. They have a way to distract you. And that's one thing you need to know. That's one thing I started realizing is it's always something with these guys. Always something. Excuse me. Now, we have a new president of Iran, and what does the first thing the U.S. does is criticize it, because they don't want to put a democracy in. Number one, they have a democracy. Well, not a democracy. Some sort of, they voted, for Christ's sakes. It wasn't a dictator. They voted this guy in. They want to live. The Iranian people, I'm trying to look for the word. I can't think of the word, but envy. They envy the American people. Now, granted, envy is a sin. Lord forbid. But they look at us and they see everything we can do. They see all these shopping malls, the different types of fast food restaurants, and the way the women live and the way the men live, and they're envious. Like they want to have that, which is good. But when you have 50 million people voting for a guy to replace this crazy lunatic Ahmadinejad, that should say something to the U.S. That should say, maybe things over there isn't as bad as we're thinking. You know, may, maybe we should just mind our own business for once. I mean, granted, the interest of the U.S. is something, you know, it's. I mean, we're pretty much the main people military wise. I mean, we're we can't be challenged. I mean, granted, you say Russia this, blah blah that, blah blah this, blah blah that. We're the superpower. Number one, we are the superpower. Now you got China, but I mean, if stuff ever broke out, you got to realize China's on our side. All right, no matter what. So now reading on about this article about the newly elected Iranian president, it says, I recently heard that someone in the U.S. national security system said we do not accept this election in Iran. He said, we don't give a damn. He added. Now this is a U.S. National Security Council person saying this. On May 24th, U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry questioned the credibility of the election, criticizing the disqualification of the candidate and accusing Tehran of disrupting internet access. Now, let's think of this. It's John Kerry, Secretary of State. Lord forbid, God, man, what would we have done if he became president? Oh Lord. But anyway, reading on, it says, it was just pretty much it says voting extended. The Guardian Council, a state body that vets all candidates, barreled several hopefuls, notably former president of one of the Islamic Republic founding fathers seen as sympathetic to reform, as well as Ahmadinejad's close ally. This narrowing of the field prompted concerns of a low turnout which the supreme leader sought to counter. Going on, it's just saying, the Sunni Muslim Gulf neighbors are wary of Shia Iran influence in Iraq and its backing from the now president. Hezbollah, pretty much this guy, he supports Hezbollah. And if y'all know Hezbollah, it's another terrorist group. Face it. Now, I see where the U.S. would have an opinion on this. I mean, they want to get somebody in power who isn't like this, who don't believe in the Islamic tradition. I mean, it's in the Middle East, people. Let them live, They let us live. I mean, they don't come over here. I mean, they try to. This is what the whole terrorist stuff about. They're trying to enforce our law, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, I mean, they just don't want. They want someone who's going to get in there and turn everything into the U.S. They're going to try to make it another mini U.S. So that's what they're trying to do, and it's not going to happen. I mean, so they sit here and talk BS about it. I mean, they can't even say one good thing, like, thank God Ahmadinejad is out of there. We ain't got to worry about him no more. All right, that's enough of that one. But pretty much, Iran votes for new president. Pretty much, they got the new president, but the U.S. is doubting it, calling it a sham. Unreal. Let's see, what else can we talk about? FBI, this is a good one. FBI chief says spy tactics could have stopped 9/11 attacks. Oh, geez, here we go. It says the FBI had shrugged off growing congressional anxiety over its surveillance of U.S. citizens, claiming such programs could have foiled the 9/11 terrorist attacks. FBI Director Robert Mueller also revealed that U.S. authorities would be taking action against whistleblower Edward Snowden for revealing the extent of its activity, confirming that the FBI and the Department of Justice were taking all necessary steps to hold the person reliable. Now let's get on this. This Edward Snowden guy, NSA whistleblower. People are calling him a traitor. People are calling him a terrorist. People are calling him no good. They're bringing up stuff, anything they can. I mean, for Christ's sakes, I was listening to the AM station in my local my bad, Talk Radio 910. Now I was listening to that, and this guy, I don't even know he sounds like this, so he sounded like he was too. But he was talking about, I mean, they were bringing up this guy's sex life for crying out loud. I mean, the littlest stuff they can find on anyone, they're gonna bring it up. And it's all about the structure. I mean, it's you got your people up here who control the people down here. Then you got the people down here who control the people down here, and so on and so forth. I mean, just like me, people are gonna probably dog on me for my background, but I've done some things I regret, and I wish, and right now is the time to reverse the role of my wrongdoing in my past. So, I just wanna make good on all the promises that I've made to everybody and myself. So this is one reason why I'm doing this show, people, and I want to thank you for watching this. But let's get back on this Edward Snowden. Like I said, people are calling him a terrorist. They're calling him no good. I mean, granted, this guy pretty much just came out with it and saying, "Hey, you know what? The NSA's been monitoring U.S. citizens since 2006. I mean, what they're doing is they're getting all this information and they're putting it in a database. Then they're going over it and holding it. I mean, for Christ's sakes, this phone right here, this is my touch. Thanks, Mom, for the iTouch anyway. This iTouch this iTouch, this my touch right here. When this thing is off, if they wanted to, they could tap into my phone and listen to me. Did you know since 2001 your cable boxes had microphones in them? If y'all didn't know that, maybe you should slap yourself back into reality. Since 2001, all these telecommunications and Cisco boxes, all of these cable boxes, anything that's hooked up either through lines or satellite, especially the satellites. Now the satellite ones, your DirecTV and Dish, they have cameras in them. Did you know that? Look it up, people. Look it up. Google it. Google it. Google it. Google it. Google is run. I mean, Google is a part of the whole trackings thing, but I mean, Google it, man. They don't take it off because they can't. If they wanted to, they could, but they don't because they put it there because they know you're stupid enough to look over it and just smirk. But if you look over it and actually think about it, what's going on, you start thinking to yourself, wow, this is some crazy stuff. Now, this Edward Snowden guy, like I said, he blew the whistle. I mean, they said he leaked classified information. Now, I haven't saw any documents yet about this guy leaking anything. Only thing this guy did was snitch on his bosses for spying on us. And people want to call him a traitor and a terrorist? Wake up, people. Wake up. Reading on. I mean, and it goes to say in this report, in this article from Drudge Report, that he's 29 years old and he was like a chief executive or something. So he had his connections, all right, and it's just they're digging up anything they can on this guy right now. I mean, the NSA gets caught, and now they're trying to bring him down, and you have some of our people in power calling this guy a traitor. I wholeheartedly do not believe this guy is a traitor. If anything, this guy is a patriot. This guy is, I don't want to say the word hero. I'm not going to say that. He's a patriot. Let's just leave it at that. This guy is a patriot. He wants his liberty, just like me. I mean, then you got crazy people out there talking all this stuff, and they just can't take a deep breath and think about the issue at hand. They always want to throw something up, and if you bring up a subject just like this, I mean, people can't agree to disagree on this. And supposedly this Snowden guy, he's trying to seek refuge in China or Iceland. Well, buddy, go to Iceland because number one, China, they're gonna catch you, bud. I mean, if you're watching this, man, if one of your friends is watching it, don't go to China, bro. Don't. Moving on. That was about the NSA leak, and now let's stay on the NSA leak for a while. Now, when this broke 2 days ago, excuse me. When this broke 2 days ago, my jaw hit the ground. Reason being is I couldn't help but to think, for years now they've been collecting data on us. They've been selling our data to the highest bidder, mind you. Now, one thing that really, 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 really gets me is just the fact that they're caught and we've been spying on citizens since 2001 or 2006, whatever it is, but it's no big deal. Don't worry about it. For me, it is a big deal, man. You invaded my privacy, number one. Granted, freedom is not free, okay? People fight and die every single day over right now, wherever they're at. I want to give a salute to the troops. People fight and die every day, so I can sit here and talk and just vent like this. Now, another reason why I'm upset about this, and I've heard on the radio too, I've watched videos on YouTube, I've watched news channels, MSNBC, NBC, all that stuff. And they're just not making a big deal about it. That's what I'm trying to get at. They're not making a big deal about it. Now, for me, now what would they do if you or I were to wiretap their phones? We would be prosecuted to the fullest extent. Number one. And our butts will be thrown in jail, number one. That's what you got to keep in mind. If this was the other way around, if we were caught doing it to them, we're going to prison for a long, long time, mind you. They get caught doing it. Hey, it's no big deal. Hey, it's just something we do, All right, let them go. No, don't worry about it. Pat them on the shoulder. Good job. Well, I hope when you see this, you wake up, guys. This is crazy. This whole thing about the NSA is mind-blowing to me. And like I said, freedom isn't free, but there's other ways of collecting data. There's other ways of keeping an eye on people. I mean, keeping an eye on the people who needs to be watched, not just everybody. I mean, there was a comparison where they could, use the same system, but instead of monitoring everybody, quote unquote, just monitoring the calls that come in from the United States, but not go out. Which it's fine. Anything coming from overseas, especially especially places where terrorism cells are known to be, yes, monitor. I do not mind that. But when you just start monitoring everybody, your own citizens, the people that pay you, you start monitoring us like we're the bad guys. What did we do to you? We haven't done anything to you. We pay our taxes. We work. We put people like you in office to have headaches like this.
I just don't get it, man. I really don't. Now back on the freedom isn't free thing. You know, I just don't get it. I mean, and for people just to brush it off like it's nothing, like it's, stubbed my toe. Don't worry about it. It's a big deal, guys. Your privacy was invaded. Your information was taken, sold to the highest bidder. You have God only knows who viewing what you're doing. I mean, if I go to a website, I you don't the government doesn't need to know what website I'm going to. Now, granted, if I went to a website that said kill 100,000 Americans, you know, or kill 100,000 people, then yes, monitor me. But by no means am I saying that I'm going to do that. If you have probable cause to monitor a civilian or a person of interest, do it. But if you're just monitoring them to be monitoring them, don't do that. It's against the law. But guess what? You're going to get away with it. And you have gotten away with it. Because it's people like me and the rest of the 299 billion or million, whatever, however many Americans we have right now, 300 million, maybe 400 million right now. But I mean, it's people like me who knows what's going on, but don't want to say anything in fear of being punished. And like I said, the Second Amendment right. I mean, you can say it, but I mean, actions speak louder than words, guys. And that's one thing you got to keep. I mean, I can sit here and vent all day about this stuff, but that concludes the first episode of the Ronnie J Show. I want to thank you for all who viewed, and I have to go get my fiance from work. I do apologize for this. We have one vehicle, so like I said, we're a typical American couple. I'm 31, she's 35, so just trying to get by on what we can. We work every day. We try to do good. We try to give back. I mean, we just do what we can. So, anyway, I'm not going to vent. I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching this. Getting a little emotional, but I want to thank you guys so much just for watching this, because I didn't think I could do this. I want to say thank you, and it means a lot. So, just knowing that I can sit here and do this, I mean, I'm sweating for crying out loud, but knowing I could sit here and do this, it means a lot to me. And just keep your eyes open for the next episode. Thank you guys so much. Bye.